and longest-serving chair, Ace Magashule. All right, let's now cross over to our reporter, Aldrin Sampear, who is in Parys. A very good afternoon to you, Aldrin. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, just about a few minutes ago, we saw a handful of delegates trickling into the venue. What's the latest now?
Well, yes, those delegates are still making their way here into the venue. As it stands at the moment, it seems as though that the conference will eventually kick off. Remember, it was scheduled to start around about 10 o'clock this morning, but there were delays, and now it's just after 3 p.m. and the conference hasn't started. But at least the glimmer of hope that we're receiving that the conference will be going ahead is these delegates who are making their way into the venue, but not as close to or far stretch away from the 600 plus delegates, voting delegates that are expected to be here. So it might take a while before we hear that political report from the ANC chairperson, Ace Magashule, who's also declared his availability for re-election.
Members, we do understand, are now heading back to court. Do we know the basis of that court action?
Well, remember that after the High Court ruling that declared that the conference cannot go ahead up until these 29 branches have done a rerun of their BGMs. Now, when I spoke to William Bulwane earlier on, the provincial secretary of the province, he said that as far as they are concerned, that everything has been done to the letter as per the court order that has been stated. And in actual fact, the last BGM that was supposed to be running ran this morning. So they are quite confident that they have upheld what's expected from the court order that was handed down, and that's the reason why they will be going ahead with this conference. He did say, though, that yesterday as well there was a court application to interdict this conference from going ahead, and that court interdict was unsuccessful, and that's the reason that they will be continuing with this conference. However, he says that any other court case that would be coming their way, that they will be challenging that court case, and I believe that they are confident that they will be succeeding in that conference. But the strange thing about this, Sampear, is that this provincial conference happens just days before the ANC's elective conference. One can only imagine the disputes that will still be standing come the ANC's elective conference that starts on Saturday.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, what will the likelihood of the national conference being interrupted by the latest in the Free State?
Well, you know, there's been a lot of talk around whether the conference, that this is now the national conference, will go ahead because of these court interdicts. We saw court interdicts in the northwest, speak about what's happened in Limpopo with the Waterberg region, speak about what's happening here in the Free State, at least about 5 court cases where ANC members are not happy with the processes that have run up until this moment heading into the ANC's elective conference. So chances are that we could see there be a court interdict to prevent the conference from going ahead. But also on the other side, if the conference does go ahead and there are those members who are disgruntled and not happy with the outcome of the conference, that we could see another court interdict, or rather a court application to declare the ANC's conference null and void. Speaking to the ANC Secretary General Gwede Mantashe, they are quite clear that the ANC's conference will go ahead. This is despite having moments like these where you have BGMs still running. At this moment, for instance, just going by the word from William Bulwane, the provincial secretary, saying that this morning there was a BGM that ran, and that BGM ran just a couple of days ahead of the ANC's elective conference. By now, all disputes should have been resolved, considering what someone once said, that when you look back at what happened in 2007 during the Polokwane conference, when Kgalema Motlanthe was still the Secretary General of the party, by October of 2007, all BGMs have run, and there were a smooth transition heading into the ANC's elective conference in 2007, now barring, of course, the political contestation around leadership and who should be elected president of the ANC. Remember that contestation between Thabo Mbeki as well as Jacob Zuma.
All right, Aldrin, we'll certainly get in touch with you later on this afternoon to see what happens as a result of that. Well, thank you so much for chatting to us. That as a reporter, Aldrin Sampear, speaking to us live from Parys in the Free State, wherein the PEC is currently ongoing. And earlier on, our reporter Ntakwana Ngatane spoke to Ngosinjani Spillman, the chairperson of the Lejwe-Leputswa region.
Doctor, what is currently happening here at the moment?
No, thank you very much. Currently we are registering the delegates for a conference. So we are ready for a provincial conference. I'm bringing the multitude of delegates from Lizweli-Putswa. And then we have a clear mandate that Comrade Ace is going to be the chair. Then we have a clear mandate from the region also going for national. So the delegates that are coming here from Lizweli-Putswa were not diluted. We have one message. Then I'm leading those delegates who are going to vote for Comrade Ace to be a provincial chairperson.
How many delegates are coming from Lizweli-Putswa?
I'm bringing a plus or minus 180 delegates from the region. That is for provincial conference only. That is those delegates, 180, they have resonate. We have decided, we sit down, agreed with all the people, and then this is our view of Lizweli-Putswa region, that Comrade Ace must lead, Nompondo must come, and then Bulwane, Mamiki, Zwane. Then, but we are prepared to persuade other regions if they have a different views. But this, you have seen what they are registering now, Lizweli-Putswa, and then we are ready for a conference. After we have finished it, you will hear us singing, going to that conference. After that, we are ready going for a national conference. We are ready for these conferences. We are not elected by court. We are joining the ANC. So we are going to follow the constitution of the ANC, going to these conferences.
Nereus Moloto has been appointed as the new president of the Pan-Africanist Congress with immediate effect. The PAC